A very good morning and welcome to this presentation on this entrepreneurial manager with respect to family firms. So we already saw an entrepreneurial manager in a corporate. Now today we'll see this entrepreneurial manager in terms of family firms. So we want to discuss in this particular presentation what are the unique challenges with respect to this family firms and how can an entrepreneurial manager understand and navigate this particular complex family firms and also drive innovation with respect to this family enterprise. So let us see this further details. Now, if we'll talk about the family businesses, any economy, if it is a developed economy or it's a developing economy, family business are the backbone of these economies. These businesses actually are they prioritize sustainability. So the focus is not only on a short-term profit, but on a long-term sustainability. And they have a very deep relationship with the customers, the employees, and the social communities. And they are known for very resilient. They are very resilient businesses. They are having very strong values, and also they have a very long-term vision. And but having said that, this is also posing a challenge when we want to do fostering when we want to foster innovation and also adapting to the very rapidly changing market landscape. Now, let us define an entrepreneur manager with respect to a family context. One is visionary and proactive. So, an entrepreneur manager in a family context can be defined like this. He has to be a visionary as well as proactive. So, when you talk about these two terms, the main concept here is they have to identify new opportunities and also take calculated risk even against established norms because family businesses always have work. They have a very strong framework of established norms. Second is as the resourceful innovator. The entrepreneur manager has to leverage the existing family assets, whether in terms of manpower or in terms of finance or in terms of relationships, so as to improve or create new ventures or improve operations. Third is as a culture bridger. Family businesses are very strong value systems and they have a strong legacy. Having said that, they also have to move on to adapt and change and move on to modern practices. So he has to be a culture bridger and change agent. He has to be definitely a change agent to bring about new changes, motivate others, influence others to embrace the new ideas, and overcome the resistance to change, which is the inertia. Entrepreneur manager in a family business is a double-edged sword. Now, let us look at actually the what do we mean by really a double-edged sword? What are the strengths and constraints? Now, if we talk about a strength, this as an entrepreneurial manager, there is a long-term. If we talk about family values as a strength and constraint, these are some of the strengths and constraints. There is a long-term commitment. So any business, a family business, is definitely looking at a long-term way because that is the end of the day, that is their identity, that is their survival. So it is a very clearly long-term commitment and stability. They have very strong organization culture and also a very clear identity. And having so many years of experience in the business, they have a very clear, deep industry knowledge. And the decision making is very agile because they are a very family business. They have to take the decisions very fast. So they very agility in decision making in terms of consensus reached. And the capital, they also have a strong network as well as bonding, and this brings in this emotional capital and a shared purpose. Now, if you look at the constraint side, there is always a resistance to change and bring in new ideas because of the family business structure. And it is more about references and less about meritocratic hiring. It's more of their relationship, more of their circle. And in case since there's a family business, it is going to affect the relationships. Many critical decisions are sometimes delayed because it has to avoid the conflict. And since they are not a very open-ended businesses, it's a family business that the access to talent as well as expertise in terms of capital are limited. And it is very difficult to attract non-family talent. So these are some of the strengths and constraints. Now, why entrepreneurship, driving entrepreneur leadership in a family business is very critical for the longevity of the firm. One is market adaptation. Today, market is very disruptive. Market is very dynamic, and any family business has to really quickly evolve to the changing the customer needs as well as the competitive landscape. And growth is very, very important. You need to keep increasing the revenues, keep increasing the profit margin, cut down on the expenses, identify new revenue streams of growth, and expand to the new markets. That is very, very important. And competitive advantage. And the family business firms, they have to really differentiate the business through novel products and services and prospects and generation relevance. So this is also a very, very important factor with respect to uh, family businesses are concerned, why they should move on. Navigating the labyrinth, challenges for entrepreneurial managers. Entrepreneurial managers, these are some of the challenges they face. One is actually unique hurdles they face in terms of strategical thinking and resilience. Family politics is definitely a very important factor where the various family members' interests and expectations has to be balanced always. There will be always a lot of conflicting views coming in. Resource scarcity is also one of the major challenges where the budgets are very limited, and also in terms of allocating funds of unproven ventures is always a big challenge for the family firms. And a legacy burden. The past is very important because they have very strong brand, and they the core identity of the business they don't want to compromise. So that is also there. And risk aversion is definitely there because the focus is on conservation and accumulation of wealth rather than taking risk, and talent attraction. Non-family members getting into that is a huge challenge. Now let us look at some of the strategies also to do all this. Robot governance structure, strategical success planning, and entrepreneurial culture. So we have to have a very clear compliance and a governance structure where we need to bring in external experts for all this strategic succession planning, and provide opportunities for leadership development so that even non-family members can come on to the critical roles. And entrepreneurial culture is all about trying and failing and moving on and rewarding innovation. That entrepreneurial culture has to be rewarded. So this is one of the case study actually of a company called Miley, a German-owned family appliance manufacturer, which is founded way back in the year 1899. Despite being a family business, the firm has really embraced innovation as well as integrated a lot of innovative market practices, and they have successfully grown and shown that actually they are really very competitive, and they are growing very fast. So these are some of the areas which they have actually implemented heavily in R&D. Empowerment of the employees to contribute to it, strategically acquiring complementary businesses. So these are some of the areas. So thank you very much for very patient listening. Thank you.